Nicholas, insurance companies, difficult to understand?
Well, in our respect, yeah. I mean, it's not a sector that we invest a lot of our clients' money into at the moment. Nothing against them whatsoever. I think generally speaking, it's a tough industry right now for anybody. I think if we look at most of the numbers coming out of insurance companies, we can gather that there are weaknesses from all sides at the moment. Sanlam's specifically doesn't necessarily mean they're bad companies, just dealing in a really, really difficult sector. But we like to look at companies more longer-term basis, and we tend to look at valuations. And from our perspective, insurance companies have always been a little bit more difficult to value and to understand. So we've steered clear of them in the idea that there are better options out there for us and for our clients at the moment. But I glanced through the results. They weren't bad. They did okay under very difficult circumstances. But like I say, not an easy industry.
It looks like investment returns as well is affecting insurance companies in general, because of course we have seen the markets doing absolutely nothing since the beginning of this year.
Correct. I mean, a lot of people are still saying in their money market funds there's not a lot of switching. People are just generally hesitant. You've got a lot of exposure to foreign currency. I think Sanlam, I was reading in their results, they have a lot of exposure to currency that has unfortunately gone against them. I mean, the rand has remained stronger than most people ever expected, and that creeps into many company results, but Sanlam's picked up on there certainly as well. It's a difficult industry in general to deal in.
We have the futures closeout coming next Thursday.
Yeah, that's very important. Yeah. That's important because a lot of volume goes through on that day, and there are quite a few contracts still outstanding there. So one of the biggest outstanding contracts for the moment, unless those get closed now before Thursday, because by Thursday they have to all be closed out.
So you will see that starting to happen.
Yeah, and then futures closeout is a period of time on Thursday where that is it. You have to close them out, or you have to roll over your contract. And we see a lot of people close their contracts by that time. A lot of volume goes through, and share prices generally are expected to increase. Because there's such a large volume of contracts still open at the moment, generally expectations is that we can see a little bit of a punch up on Thursday. So hopefully this market can keep its momentum here at about 28 and slightly above. We could probably see a little bit of a kick up, maybe to 28.5 on Thursday. And then after then, I don't see too much impetus to see these markets any higher. I would expect maybe some profit taking to occur after that.
How does the September futures closeout compare with the others?
Well, in general, we've seen a lot lower volume go through. Generally speaking, in experience, we've seen actually the futures closeout increase the market, basically push the market up before, and we've seen the actual markets go down. And then the futures closeout has been very, very small. A lot of people have already closed out their contracts way before the actual futures closeout has occurred. So this is the first time for a while now that we've seen so many futures contracts remaining open, and I think it's quite exciting.
Just quickly, reaction to the interest rate cuts.
Yes.
Today. I see that Shoprite gained 3%, so some of the retailers looking pretty good.
Naturally, I guess the idea is that there would be more money available for the general consumers. Able as well, up quite nicely. I see there, obviously they've got Ellerines as a part of them, but then on the other side of the scale, you've got poor old Pick n Pay that didn't do nearly as well, up only 0.6%, and then Massmart also up 0.7%. In my view, I think a couple of these retailers, maybe specifically the Shoprite, Spar and Massmart, getting a little bit ahead of themselves in price, in my humble opinion. We like to actually look at the Pick n Pays at the moment, think that that's a bit of an undervalued stock in the
food retailing sector. And it's a turnaround story as well.
Yeah, I think having a look at the future outlook there, we think that they can really pick up their margins a lot and really see some nice forward momentum there. Whereas Shoprite and Spar have already done that, and been there, done that. Whereas Pick n Pay still has that route to follow, and we feel that there's a little bit more higher capital growth expected there than the other two. What's really disappointing is just the whole pullback on the resources. Completely lackluster, unfortunately. That's where the main action happens in the stock exchange, and that's why we saw such a pullback. Is that we had a complete reversal in Anglo American. I mean, it went up to 285, back down now to 281 as a close at the moment. Very, very volatile currently. So difficult market in general, but my feeling would be, I think as long as we can keep above 27,928, we can see a little bit of a move to 28.5. After Thursday futures closeout, I would expect further downside. I don't think 26,000 points. I'm more on the line of about 27,300 at the moment.